first met Amelia at a dinner party at my best friend's house. I didn't expect much, just a normal gathering, nothing out of the ordinary. But when I saw her, something shifted. She was standing by the window, her blonde hair cascading over her shoulder, her lips slightly curved in a mysterious smile. Amelia, my best friend's older sister. She was everything I didn't know I needed. Confident, poised, yet something about her seemed untouchable. She and her husband, Timur, were always the perfect couple, the ones who had it all. But as soon as our eyes met, I knew that wasn't going to stop me. We started talking more often. At first it was nothing. Small talk about the weather, about life. But the more we spoke, the more I started noticing things about her. How her voice would change when she laughed, how she tilted her head when she was deep in thought. The connection between us was growing, and neither of us was brave enough to address it. After a few weeks of brief encounters, we had our first private conversation. It was just us in a quiet corner of the house, and the way she looked at me, I could feel the chemistry in the air. The pull between us was undeniable. It happened so suddenly. One night I was at their house again, and Timur stepped out for a moment to take a call. It was just Amelia and me. I don't know what changed, but it was as if the world fell away. She looked at me with those piercing eyes, and before I knew it, her lips were on mine. I didn't stop her. I couldn't. It was a kiss filled with all the things we both had been holding back. But the guilt was immediate. I knew what I'd done, what we had just started, was wrong. But when she pulled away, all I could think about was how much I wanted more. After that night, things changed. Amelia and I tried to keep our distance, but the pull between us was too strong. We would sneak around, meeting in places where no one could see us. Secret texts, stolen moments. I knew I was playing with fire, but I couldn't stop. I thought I could keep this hidden. But the more I saw her, the harder it became to hide my feelings. I knew what I was doing to her marriage, to my friendship with Timur. But every time I saw her, all that guilt faded away, replaced by desire. And she seemed to want it just as much. Every time I saw Timur, I felt like a fraud. He had no idea what was happening. But Amelia and I couldn't stay away from each other. Every encounter, every stolen touch was tearing me apart. I couldn't look at my best friend the same way anymore. But I couldn't stop. I was trapped between two worlds. One where everything was perfect, and another that was slowly unraveling. I knew one day this would all come crashing down, but I wasn't prepared for what happened next. It was bound to happen. One evening, Timur was acting strange, distant. I could feel the tension in the air. Then, one night, he confronted me. He knew. How? I still don't know. Maybe it was the way I looked at Amelia, or maybe he had noticed the little things I couldn't hide anymore. He didn't yell. He didn't demand answers. He just looked at me, and I saw the betrayal in his eyes. That was the moment I realized this couldn't go on. But how do you walk away from someone you're in love with? The final confrontation came. Amelia and I were caught between a decision. She and Timur were sitting in front of me. The air was thick with anger and confusion. Timur's words cut through me like daggers. Amelia, standing beside him, was quiet, her face unreadable. And I didn't know what to say. The guilt, the fear, the love, all tangled together. But in that moment, I realized something. I destroyed everything. My friendship with Timur, the trust, everything. The price I had to pay for this forbidden love triangle was too high. The aftermath was nothing like I expected. Amelia and Timur separated. I lost both of them. She couldn't choose between us. I couldn't blame her. I didn't deserve either of them. What had started as a forbidden attraction ended in complete ruin. I was left alone, questioning my actions, the choices I made. And I wondered if I'd ever be able to escape the consequences of my decisions. I don't know what I was looking for. Love, adventure, something to escape the mundane. But in the end, I lost everything. This forbidden love triangle changed me in ways I never expected. And now, I'm left with nothing but the memories of what could have been. It's been months since everything fell apart. I tried to pick up the pieces of my life, but something was always missing. The pain of what I had lost lingered. Yet, as time passed, I began to feel the weight lifting. Maybe I wasn't doomed to this self-destructive spiral. Maybe I could find a way out of the chaos I had created. But it wasn't until a late-night conversation with an old friend that I realized I needed to confront what had happened. I couldn't move on until I faced it head-on. And then, on a crisp autumn evening, I ran into Amelia again. It wasn't planned. It wasn't expected. She was standing outside a cafe, her face illuminated by the warm glow of the streetlights. She looked different, older, more serene, almost at peace. I hesitated, unsure of what to say. But she smiled, a small, genuine smile that felt like a new beginning. We talked for hours, like we used to, but this time it was different. There were no secrets between us anymore, no more stolen kisses or whispered words. We spoke honestly, without masks, about everything that had happened, about love, about betrayal, about the choices we made. And for the first time in a long time, I understood that no one was truly at fault. We were all just humans, lost and searching. I had hurt her, but she had hurt me too. We had both been searching for something we could never find in the wrong places. As the days turned into weeks, I realized something. Life wasn't over. It wasn't about holding on to the past, to mistakes or what could have been. It was about moving forward, about finding peace with myself. And that's when I understood. Amelia and I, we weren't meant to be. Maybe we were never meant to be. We needed to let go. She needed to heal, and so did I. But I could do that on my own. And then, just when I thought I was moving on, I found out something that would change everything. Timur called me. He wanted to meet. The man I had betrayed, the one I had hurt the most, was reaching out. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I agreed. When we met, he didn't speak of revenge, anger, or even forgiveness. Instead, he said something I never saw coming. He told me that he had known about what was happening all along, and rather than being angry with me, he understood. He said that the real betrayal wasn't between him and me. It was between both of us and Amelia, and he too had been searching for answers. In the end, Amelia, Timur, and I all parted ways. It wasn't dramatic or filled with hate. It was simply the end of something that had never fully begun. I realized that the forbidden love triangle was never about love at all. It was about loss, guilt, and the inability to let go of what we thought we needed. Amelia and I never got back together. She moved on, and I moved on. But we all found our own ways to heal, in our own time, and in our own way. I've learned a lot from everything that happened, from the love triangle, from the heartbreak, and from the lessons that followed. Life has a way of giving you the hardest lessons at the moment you least expect. But now, I know one thing. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to let go, to move forward, and to find a new path. And maybe, just maybe, I'm ready to find love again. But this time, the right kind of love. A love that isn't forbidden, but freeing. As I walked away from my past, I met someone new. She wasn't like Amelia, but maybe that was the point. She was different, and for the first time in a long while, I felt hope. Hope that I could love again, without the burden of guilt or secrets. Maybe life wasn't just about avoiding mistakes. It was about learning from them and finding the strength to start anew. That's all for today. Please leave any comment under the video. It will help our channel grow. If you don't subscribe now, we probably won't see you again. But if you do subscribe, you won't miss new interesting Reddit videos. See you.